Hello. Oh dear, you never know if you're live here with this thing or not. But hello, guys. How are you? I was just in the middle of making an LOL cake topper, and I thought, this would be a good excuse to get a wee video on for you guys, just to show you how I do the face. I've already made the body and stuff, but I thought for those of you that can make the body, then this is just a tutorial on how to make the face. I have loads and loads of, hi Debbie, how are you? I have loads and loads of videos on how to make LOL doll cakes and cake toppers, and I'll put a wee link up here after this video has processed and stuff for those of you that maybe haven't seen any of those videos. And I can hear the dog is out in the hall. Great. Hi Mandy, how are you doing today? So yes, so I thought, yeah, I'll just do a wee quick tutorial for you. These lives are never ever quick, as you know. It is bucketing down outside today. We had really good weather there for a while, and now it's just gone to pot. It has rained all week. So yeah, it's really dull, and it probably looks really dull on here as well. If you're catching this on the replay, I'm Amanda. I make cake toppers and sell them online, and I have started making these videos in the last couple of years to show you how to make them too, to try and help you learn. By the way, this, I don't know if you can see this, I'm not camera ready today. I couldn't find my hairbrush anywhere. So this is, I don't know what this is all about. I curled my hair on Sunday, and it's still, I don't know, it's like a bird's nest. And I have a stain on my top. I was driving last week. I just got this top brand new. I really like it. It's like a wee tie thing. And it was a bargain from H&M. It was only about £3, and I wore it for the very first time and loved it. And it was the second time I wore it, I decided to drink hot chocolate while I was driving and spilt it down the front. And oh, Andy, you're too kind. You're too kind. Oh, but yeah, and I don't have the heart to. I have tried everything. So if any of you know how to get hot chocolate, it's probably not, you can't really see it in the camera, but it is quite, yeah, you couldn't wear it. It's only because I'm in the house today and it's raining. But if I was going out, well, I am going out later on, I'll have to change it. But if any of you know how to get, so I've tried the Vanish to get it out. Hi, Miriam from Brazil. Oh my goodness, much love to you. So many of you know how to get hot chocolate out. Just about to go to bed as I work nights, but just, oh, thank you, Marianne. It's lovely to see you. Good night, night, sleep well. Yeah, so it's really annoying because I don't really buy myself very much, and anything I do buy, I buy it in sale. And this was such a bargain, and I really love the color. And so I did try and get another one because it was so cheap, but they had no more left in my size. So I've tried Vanish. I tried a baking powder thing to get the stain out, and it hasn't worked either. Hi, Duchess. Oh, wow. Goodness, you're really far away. This is great. I say this every week. Oh, I must sound like a broken record, but I just love hearing where you're watching from. You use elbow grease spray. It gets elbow grease spray. Wow. Right, okay. And is there a particular brand? Is that just what it's called? Elbow grease spray? I'm going to have to try that, Mandy, because it did fade quite a lot, but you can still see the stain. That's really annoying. But yeah, I must give that a go. So yeah, will we get started on making this little face, because we're already 4 minutes in. And if you are watching this in the replay, you can speed it up. There's a little lever, I don't know if it'll be in this part of your screen, but it's able to speed up the video, so you can watch it a little quicker if you want to. I had already started making this before I had the idea, because I thought, oh gosh, I could actually video this for you. So I've already started making the head, but I'm going to show you how I did this bit anyway. It's only £1. Okay, I'm going to get me some of that elbow grease spray today, and I will let you know how I get on. Where would I get it, Mandy? So yeah, because I'm heading out later. I might try that because it's really annoying. Oh, and I think if I had normally with the kids, if they are wearing something and it stains chocolate or whatever, if you get it off straight away and steep it, it's fine. But it was because I was driving. I was driving with my sisters who lives quite far away, and I had to wear it all day with a huge chocolate stain down the front, which was really bad. So I think because the stain had time to set in, that's kind of what made it worse. But I'm going to get started on making this little lady. I'm going to make the thumbnail. I have a hops topper that I made before, and I'm going to make this one here. It's like the unicorn one, but I just wanted to have a wee picture of a figure in the thumbnail so that everybody could see what it was. So it's not too much different. And I love making these. I've made so many of these, and I've actually done a little class in my home as to how to make these, which went really, really well. So I am going to stop waffling now, and don't forget to, one other thing, don't forget to subscribe if you're a regular viewer, because if you subscribe and you hit the bell, it means B&M, Home Bargains. I'm going to Home Bargains this afternoon. So elbow grease spray, thank you, Mandy. 151 product. I'm gonna try that. I'll have to let you know how I get on, because I'm going to Home Bargains this afternoon. There's a place out here, but it's actually down, it's quite far from here. So my husband and I used to have motorbikes, and we used to go to this place. It's down in Blake, it's called The Thatch, and they do the most amazing caramel squares. And so many moons ago, before we kids, we used to go to this place and have caramel squares. In fact, anytime we were there, we used to just buy all the caramel squares and put it that and bring them home. So recently we had went back there with friends of ours, and so you're talking the last time we would have been there was maybe 10 years ago, and the caramel squares were exactly the same. And we happened to get my friend's a great baker, and I mean, I love making these wee cake toppers, but I'm not a great baker. Actually, my husband is the baker in our family. So we managed to get talking to the lady who makes them, and she kind of gave us a rough idea of the recipe, but no quantity. She just kind of said, yeah, well, I use this, this, and this. So we have, well, my husband and my friend have been trying out all the different methods of making caramel squares, and it's getting really, really expensive. So I'm going to Home Bargains this afternoon to get more ingredients, because in that recipe they use cookies for the base, which I think is what makes it so good. Hi Kelly. Oh yeah, you're off work. Are you doing anything nice today? Oh, it's so nice to see you. You would comment on quite a lot of my videos. I hope you're not too discouraged about your clay. Especially if it's homemade clay, it probably isn't. I've never tried to make clay. In fact, I only have made fondant once, and it was a bit of a disaster. And I think if you can just buy fondant so cheap, why would you bother going to the hassle of making it? But maybe if you have another go with bought clay, it might be different. But so Kelly had been trying to make a few things with clay. So I would love to dabble a little bit in clay, for the one reason that, like, these little toppers here. So my kids keep every single cake topper that I make for so all of these. So these were Holly's birthday cake. This was a tutorial. This is another LOL tutorial. That's an LOL pet. And this was, so sometimes they can get a little bit manky. Now what I do, I would spray them, and that really helps, because it means if you spray them with the clear varnish spray, they keep, this is after you have eaten your cake and stuff, but they keep really well, and it means you can dust them and stuff. But still, I think if I could make their toppers out of clay, it would be like a little ornament for their cake, but that they get to keep it forever. So I would love to dabble a little bit in clay, but from what I've seen online, you have to kind of support it with wire and stuff. So I must actually have a little play about. Would any of you be interested in seeing some clay tutorials? Let me know. So I have talked now for 9 minutes, almost 10. Sorry guys. I'm sure for people who come back and watch these videos who maybe don't know me, just think, who the heck is that? And what is she talking about? but I do love to chat. But anyhow, so this is what we're going to start off with, and I'm going to get you set up and show you. And also, there'll be links in the description below for everything that I'm using to create this. So if you are recreating this later on, all the tools and stuff that I'm using will be in the description below. So I'm going to, this is my tripod. So I'm going to get you set up here. Oh yes, Kelly, you'll be buying in the future. Yeah, fondant's really hard to make. You can't beat a wee rest day. You can't. You do need those days where you just don't do anything. Do you know my wee daughter? She was hoping for a rainy day today, and she got what she wanted because it is horrible. And I think that even the kids just get fed up with all the running about. Do you know what? I'm going to try and make this a little bit lower. So just bear with me a wee second. I'm trying to see, I thought I had, trying to see if I could, I wonder if I set that there. Oh, that might work. Okay. No, it's blurry. Right, okay, so I'm going to work here at this, because that seems to be quite close up and clear. So I've got all my wee colours mixed here, and you can basically, this tutorial could work for any LOL doll character. So these are just the colours that I need for this particular one, and this is going to be the unicorn one. I find also that it helps to print out a picture in the size that you're making your cake topper, and it just helps number one, for you to look at it while you're making it, but also as a guide to size and stuff. So I'm going to be looking at her. So what I done was, I'm going to show you how so basically I took some fresh colored fondant and rolled it into a ball. But if you want a proper in-depth tutorial, I do have a few tutorials on how to make these, so you can check those out. And then I shaped it into almost like a square shape. And what I done to do that was I rolled it into a ball and pressed down with my hands. Then I had pushed down on my surface those bottom three sides like that. So that give it a square shape, but it leaves it round at the top. And then I used one of these, a ball tool. And that's how I created my eye sockets. So that's where we are up until now. I wish I had thought sooner to do this and you would have caught that part, but maybe you're glad because it's going to make the video a little shorter. So I hope this isn't going to be too blurry. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm going to do is I think I'll do her eyes first, because I think that would be better if it was up above, wouldn't it? Let's see if I can actually have a little, this might work out well. Let's see. It's very blurry, isn't it? I wonder if I set that on that. Oh, well, that's going to work well. Hi, Lena, and hi, wee Ricardo. Oh, how's wee Ricardo today? So okay, it just looks very dark here for some reason, but it is dull. I suppose it is a rainy day. So okay, I'm going to get started and stop obsessing over. It just looks a little bit blurry, doesn't it? Let's see. Is it because this is just all going to collapse? Oh dear. Right. Well, are you guys all right with that? Does it look a little bit blurry? It does look blurry. What can I set it on? Let's see. I'll put it on. Sorry about this, guys. Right. Now. Oh, that's far better, isn't it? Take this the wire from the. Okay. I think that's better. Okay. Oh, I think Ricardo must be my youngest viewer. Thank you, Mandy. Oh, I know. It's just get on with it. Get on with it, woman. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so we've got our wee face here. So now I'm going to take some white. We're going to do the eye sockets and stuff. So what I'm going to do is just take a little ball of, so you can make this out of fondant or modelling paste, and this is modelling paste that I'm making this with. So we're going to take a ball of white fondant, and then we're going to cut it in half, and then we're going to roll each of those halves into a ball. Okay, and then push down. Do you want it to be nice and round? You could use cutters if you wanted, but I don't really bother. So push down like that, and then place that inside the eye like that. My daughter is obsessed with these LOL dolls. Do you know, they are like £10. Some of them are £15 each, and she has something like 35. They weren't all bought from us, but from family for birthdays and Christmas and stuff. And it's quite scary to think how much money there is in her bedroom in LOL dolls. So we've got the 2 eye sockets filled in there. Okay. So now what we're going to do is make her little pupils. And I think I will use cutters for the pupils just to make them nice and round. So I'm going to look at my picture here. So her pupils are blue, or not her pupils, her eyes are blue. So I'm going to use this cutter and then this one for the black part. So I have already rolled out some blue, and so I'm going to use this little blue strip here and cut out 2 circles. So there's 1 circle. I'm just going to place it like that, okay? And another circle. I'm going to place it. Let's see, just lift it a little bit. Let's see, okay, so that's 2 little circles for the. Now, what you could do if you wanted to create a little bit of contrast is you could go around the outside here with some blue edible paint, which would make it look really nice as well. So that's those. So now then we're going to do the black parts of the eyes as well. These LOL dolls are so easy to make, and you could always, you know, if you learn how to make these, you can always make them into little figures. You know, it's a good starting point. These are ideal for beginners. So, okay, so now we're going to place that in there, like that. And then the other circle. Oh, can't get it lifted. Place it in there like that. Okay, so this is what we've got at the minute. It looks a little bit, let's see, we'll just leave it. I'm thinking it looks a little bit cross-eyed, but I think that's going to make it cute. I think it might be okay once I do the eyelashes and stuff. Hold on, that's going to bug me. So I'm going to take these off and do it even there. Yeah, I think that's slightly better, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's better. That's better. Still like a little bit, but I think the eyes. Hi, Natalie. I think the eyes are cuter when they're kind of like towards the center rather than up at the top. So that is our eyes, and I'm going to add some little catch lights then. So I'm going to use some white edible paint, and we're going to just add some catch lights. So I'm going to do one big one here. And it's important to make the catch lights the same, you know, in each eye, or that can make them look really cross-eyed. So, and then I'm going to do kind of like a little triangle of smaller dots. So 1, 1, 2, 3. And then the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I hope you can see those. If there's anything you want me to make for you next week, and I always say this every week, let me know, because these videos are for you guys. So I want to make sure that you are getting what you want out of them. Okay, so that is the eyes. So now I'm going to give her some eyelashes. So this part here is always a bit scary, because this is where you can really mess up your topper. So I'm going to take some black edible paint now. And like I say, everything that I'm using will be in the description below. So the eyelashes for LOL dolls are a little bit, you're still waiting for you. Oh dear, I know. I'm gonna think if I'm doing it with it, I'll have to do it on a proper video. Could you imagine if this is how long this video is for just a face? I would be here all day if I was making a dog. But yes, Debbie, I will have to do that one for you. Because that would be such a fun, different tutorial to make. So I will get around to making your whippet at some stage for you. So we're gonna do, oh, this is banging against the, I hope you can see here, it's a bit awkward. So we're gonna do kind of like that. I hope you can see, because I'm having to hold my brush at an angle so you can see. Okay, and then you're gonna do 4 little eyelashes like that. Do you hear the noise of my house? Hi, Pippa. She loves LOLs. Oh goodness, all the kids just love the LOLs at the minute. And to be fair, I would have loved them whenever I was younger. They're so fun. And I think the whole part of it is the surprise element, isn't it? Where you don't know what you're getting. And to be fair, my daughter has only ever got maybe a couple of doubles. So it's never the case, even though you don't know which LOL doll you're getting. In saying that, she's only ever, and then when she's got a double, she's been able to swap it. So it's genius. Whoever had the idea, because whenever they were younger, they used to love watching, the surprise egg videos and stuff. And it's kind of like that. So there is the eyelashes. Okay, so that, now what I'm going to do is, I'm just getting my brush really clean here, because sometimes then I forget that I've used it with the edible paint, and then it'll stain something else. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry a little bit, but I will create a little black trim over the top, but I just want to let that edible paint dry a wee tad before I do that. So I'm going to give her some Rosy Cheeks now. I'm going to use this rose colour. Oh, thanks, Debbie. I'm going to use this rose colour and give her some Rosy Cheeks now. Yeah, it's been too good to be true. The last load of lives I've done, the kids have been relatively quiet, but I don't know what they're doing. I have no idea what they're doing, but it sounds like they're having fun. Dylan came in to me this morning at 7:30 and announced that he was going on holidays, and he had 3 little cases packed. So he's been playing holidays all morning, and yeah, the problem with that is he forgets what he's packed. Then I'll end up looking for something, and it will be in that case for goodness knows how long. So we're giving her some Rosy Cheeks. So the colour goes just below the eyes there. So you can see the little bit of colour. Okay, so that's her wee Rosy Cheeks done. Just going to put this back over here. And then I'm going to wipe this. There's a little bit of Okay, so there is, let's see, come on, come on. So there we have her so far. So now we're going to give her a little nose. So I'm going to use a wee tiny, if I could find it, a wee tiny ball tool. And I'm just going to mark where her nose is. So the nose is sort of in the center of the two eyes. So I'm just going to do like that. And it just gives you a rough idea then as to where you're placing your nose. So the nose is tiny, which I think makes it really cute as well. So I'm going to take the tiniest bit of this flesh coloured fondant. I'm going to roll it into a wee ball. And let's see, that might still, no, that's perfect size. So roll it into a ball and then roll it into kind of like an oval shape. So you can see there what I've done. Now I'm going to use a wee tiny bit of water here, I think, because I don't want the nose to fall off because this is dried out quite a bit. So it's going to put a wee bit of water on here. And then we're going to place that little tiny oval on like that. Okay. Now you could leave that like that, but what I'm going to do is take this little shaper tool here and I'm just going to go up underneath the nose like this. And so you can see it kind of makes it look a wee bit cuter. Oh, yeah, Debbie, I need one of those. Or sorry, Kelly, I'm calling you Debbie. Yeah, that sounds very painful indeed. Oh, you're going to give me the giggles now. Yes, so there's the nose. Now we're going to make a little mouth. I wish this webcam showed a wee bit more colour. It's very pale, but you know, you work with what you've got. So now I'm going to take, I think I'll take this sweet tool. I don't even know what this is called, but it's the same we made. What did we make last week, guys? The teddy bear. So use this to create the teddy bear's mouth. So we're just gonna, I like to kind of make the eyes and stuff first. It's the same when I'm drawing with the kids. I'll always draw the eyes first because then I think then everything, it frames the face and you can sort of put everything in proportion. So that's why I've made the eyes first. So now I'm going to just do the mouth here. Okay. So you can see there. And we're going to fill the mouth in with a tiny wee bit of black. Kind of like a thin snake shape. And I'm going to put a little bit of, I'm just going to wet up here too, just so that this will stick to it. Probably the weather here is not good. It's showing that I'm still going from this end, but I can see a lot of you have fallen off. Oh no, I don't know what to do here. Oh no. Oh gosh, don't know what to do. So it's buffering for you all. Oh, what do I do, guys? I wonder, will I just keep going? Oh, hi, I'm back again. Oh, good. Let me know. I don't really know what to do in that sort of scenario. It could be, I mean, it is raining. It's really, really horrible weather today. So it's probably that, and the fact that this is quite a long video. But is everybody, am I back for everybody? Can you all, can you see me? Oh, good. Right. Is they're all back? Good. I hope you didn't miss too much. Thank you for hanging on there. So I'm going to go in with this little shaper tool as well. And I'm going to just shape the wee mouth up in the corners a little bit to give it a little bit of shape. So you can see that. Okay. And right, we're kicking with gas now. We're all back. So what I've done in the meantime, thank you for hanging in there, guys. I've rolled this into a little snake shape. I'm going to do that again because it's kind of gone a little bit hard. I reckon it probably wasn't YouTube. It was probably my internet. I live out in the middle of the countryside, and I also live in Northern Ireland, so our internet wouldn't be particularly great out here, and I think the weather hasn't helped matters either. So, but thank you for hanging in there. So I've rolled out this little thin piece of modeling paste, and I'm going to cut off a little piece. Now I reckon that's still too long, so this is going to be for the bottom lip, and lips are so tricky when you're making characters. I find they're so fiddly and they can be so hard to get right. So we're just going to keep working with that until it's nice and thin, and you want it to be even, so it's fatter here at one side. So that looks good now. I'm going to just lift this and set it onto the bottom part of that lip and just shape it around where you have the mouth. Now it's going to look a bit weird probably to start off with, but it does, once you do the top lip, it'll all come together. Okay, so and then I'm just going to sort of pop that in like that. Okay, so that's the bottom lip, and then we're going to do another restrip for the top lip. I'm just going to, I think I did wet that, but I'm just going to wet it a little bit again. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to put a wee strip over the top for the top lip. Okay. So that is too long, but I'll go with, well, cut it here. Okay, and now I think that's too short. So I'm just going to keep rolling it. Okay. And you're going to just place that over the top. So it's important to try and get a nice shape. So you just place it over the top, and then you can have a wee play with it to give it a nice wee shape. I say wee a lot. I think that's a Northern Irish thing. I think Scottish people say wee. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn the wee edges up a wee bit. There I go again with wee. So there's the lips. So you can see now what she's looking at now. Oh, you've got rain too. What is going on with the rain? I mean, it has rained. We did have a few really nice weeks, but it wasn't particularly sunny, but it was just really warm, and now it's just really wet and horrible. So now I'm going to do this little strip across the top of the eyes. Actually, before I do that, no, I will do that. So we're going to take some black, and you can see here that when this is kind of a thick part here. So I'm going to just do that out of fondant or modeling paste. So I'm going to do the same, just roll this out into kind of like a thin snake shape. Okay, so there's one piece, and then there's another piece. Okay, so then I'm going to pinch that at both sides, because you don't want it to be. Okay, and hopefully this will have dried by now. So I am going to go in and just wet this, so it's going to. I actually really like rain. Just not when the kids are off school and we would like to be outside. But I love rain. I love looking at it if it's really raining and listening to it, especially at nighttime. And yeah, there's just something really relaxing about listening to rain whenever you're in bed, isn't there? But just not this time of year. So you're going to place this. Now I'm going to show you something here. Where you place this, it's like eyebrows is really important. So I'm going to show you here. If you place that in there, you're going to get a really angry LOL doll. She's going to look really cross. And same with eyebrows. If that was an eyebrow and I placed it really, it's important to make the features soft. So you're going to just place that from where you have do you see that? See how that's soft? Whereas if I had brought that into the inner corner, it would have looked quite harsh. You're going to curl that up where the other eyelash is and just press down. Okay, now that's too long, so you just go in with your craft knife and you just trim that off like this. So that's one eye. We'll do the other one now. So it's really important. That's kind of why I love doing these lives, because in the recorded videos, I get to go really in depth and give you wee tips and stuff that otherwise I don't, when you're doing a recorded video and stuff, you wouldn't really go into all of that. But those wee things are really important. Whenever I first started making cake toppers, I used to wonder why on earth some of them were okay and cute and other ones were really angry and aggressive looking. And it can just be down to something as simple as where you're placing your eyelashes and your eyebrows and even your pupils and stuff. It's so important. So done the same with this one. We're just going to trim. I'm just going to give this a wee trim. Oh dear, the doggy wants in. So that is the little face so far. I am going to, oh dear. The dog has learned to open doors. Can you believe that? It's crazy. So she knows if she keeps banging and banging on a door, eventually it's going to open. So I can hear her. Hold on just one wee second because I don't want her. Oh, she must be away. She must be away when the kids have got her. I don't want her fretting. So now I'm going to do some wee eyebrows here. And I'm just going to roll that into, so I don't need as much as that. Just going to do exactly the same. Or does Charlie do that as well? And you feel so bad. I don't know how wee Minnie's going to do when the kids go back to school, because she just can't be on her own now. She was so used to me. If I was working and stuff, she would have just lay and slept. But with the kids being home, she's just got that used to having constant company. And if they go out of the room, she'll start fretting and want somebody back again. Yes, we're back, Simone. So we're just going to wet this little area here. Excuse me. And I'm going to give her some wee eyebrows here. So it's the same idea. You're just going to roll a couple of wee pieces. And maybe have it thinner on one side there. Okay, so there you go. Let's see. So the eyebrows are quite, there's somebody moving. My daughter is at the window here with the wee dog peering in. What are you doing, Holly? Oh dear. So yeah, we're just going to shape it a wee bit like that. So there you go, there's one eyebrow. He gets himself stuck in the kitchen because the door swings shut. Oh dear. They're very comical, aren't they, Debbie? They're funny. Some of the things that she does, she's a clever wee thing, but she, like you say, she'll get herself into a real pickle. Okay, so there is the other eyebrow. Okay, so that is the face. Do you guys want me to keep going here and do the hair and stuff, or are you just happy enough with the face? Let me know, because I can keep going, but I'm conscious that this video is already 40 minutes long and I don't want to be keeping you all back. But I'm more than happy to do the hair as well if you want. Keep going. Okay, I'll keep going then. So for the hair, her hair is like a white color. So you can see she's got a wee fringe and stuff here. So what I'll do is I'll just take some, okay, oh, you just want me to do the hair. Oh, great, great, great. So I'm going to take some white. So this is going to act as a base for the hair then. And I'm going to take a ball of white. And then, well, this is great because I worry that I'm keeping you all back, that this is too long, but you are wanting to see more. Oh, that's good, great. So I'm going to take this wee ball and use this non-stick rolling pin and just roll it out a wee bit. Okay, so this is going to be just a base for her hair. So I'm going to just make sure that that fits, and it does fit. So that's good. I'm just going to trim off these wee scraggly edges here. But you can trim it when it's on the face as well. This doesn't need to be perfect. It's just to make it look a wee bit neater. Okay, so now I'm going to take some water and I'm going to just wet this. And then I'm going to just set the head on top of that. And then you can stretch this over like that. Okay. Poor doggy's still crying. So just going to pull that up like that. And it doesn't need to be neat. It doesn't need to be neat because the fringe and stuff's going away here. So you're just giving the hair. Are you all right, darling? What do you need, love? Yes, that's fine, pet. That's all right, love. So you're just going to do that. She looks like a wee granny. She looks like a cute wee granny. So I'm just going to trim here like that and give here a wee trim. Do you know, I reckon when the kids go back to school, oh dear, but she does, doesn't she? I reckon when the kids go back to school, I'll go back to doing my other videos, but I think I'll keep doing the lives as well, you know, because it's, I do enjoy interacting with you. Okay, so now I'm going to take this little knife tool, but you can just use a knife. It doesn't need to be specific. And I'm going to create some indentations here. It's going to make it look like hair, if you can see what I'm doing there. Just do that the whole way around. So, okay. And you can also do that at the back as well. I don't really want to, I'm afraid of smudging anything in her face, so I'll do the back later on. A little, a little bun on top. I know, to be like if you had, yeah. Oh dear. I done a Mrs. Claus cake at Christmas, and she was a wee granny, but that would have been a cuter face, I think. That's funny. So now this is her hair. So she needs a little set of ears. So you guys probably know this by now, how to make the ears. Just a little ball. Most things start off with just a little ball, okay, of flesh fondant, and you just cut it in half. And then I'm going to wet these parts where her ears are kind of almost below her eyes, so they're just at the side here. Oh, do you remember that one? That was for my kids. That was for their school Christmas fair. So that was so much fun. I love doing Christmas themed things. I just love Christmas. So here we go. All right. Here you go. So that's 2 ears. And then we're going to use this Dresden tool. This is the only tool I know what it's called. All the rest of them, I don't know what they're called, but you're going to just place that inside. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And then pull down. Okay, might be able to see better with this VI. So place inside and pull down like that. Okay, so she has a fringe. That's a multicolored fringe. So I'll show you here. The main part of the fringe is purple. So I'm going to take some purple here and I'm going to just roll it into a ball. I'm so happy that there's so many of you here because I thought this is a really bad time to go live. You know, I thought nobody's going to be around, but I'm so pleased that there is. You all must have your notifications turned on. So this is just a wee strip of purple, and I'm looking for that wee knife tool. There it is there. So I'm going to cut the bottom of this into a straight line, and then I'm going to just use this knife tool and just create some wee indentations and stuff along. Okay, like that. I'll maybe do it a bit more. Okay, so just cut that there. Now I'm going to place this on to the wee face. So there's a few different ways you could do a fringe, but this is kind of, so there, I'm just going to place that on like that. So I find if you do it this way, that way you can sort of shape it to whatever way you want. So I'm gonna now cut down here, trim that wee bit, and then do the same here. And I just think it's easier shaping it when it's on the face rather than trying to guess. Okay, so then we're going to just make this wee bit here round at the top. Okay, so that's the first part of our fringe. And then we'll be busy caking tomorrow. I've had Peppa Pig cake to have ready for this Friday. Oh my goodness, Peppa Pig. Peppa Pig is quite hard to do actually. It's the shape of her face. But yeah, it's not actually the cake most of the times, Kelly. I agree. It's always the figures and people just don't realise. I do have a video all about pricing cakes and stuff because you know people don't realise. They'll say, "Can I have Peppa and George and Daddy Pig and Mommy Pig in the car with the dinosaur?" And you know they've no idea how long something like that is going to take. But you're wise that you are doing the figures now because there were times in the past I would have done the cake first and then the figures, and I learned the hard way because it's not good sending a cake out when the figures are haven't had a lot of time to dry. Do you know there was one stage I was doing like this was when I only had Brody and Holly and they were just a year apart, and so I was a stay-at-home mum, and I don't know how I done it, but I had my cake business was in full swing then, and so they were maybe like Holly would have been not even one and Brody was two, and you know I wouldn't have any help or anything really, because we don't no family live close to us. Like I would have been churning out maybe like on a really busy week 7 cakes. I just think it was madness because they were so young. I was taking them maybe to a toddler group in the morning, coming home, putting them down for a nap, and then, you know, working away on the cakes and stuff. And then, I hope you can see what I'm doing here, working away on the cakes and stuff. And then, you know, as soon as they get up, then you're entertaining them all afternoon. And then they would have went to bed about 7. And then I would have been up, you know, once they went to bed, I would have been up to, you know, like 3 in the morning at times. It was crazy. But I just didn't know how to say no. You know, if I had somebody emailing me and saying, "Oh, it's my child's birthday," I know, Debbie, it's mad. Now that wasn't every week. That would have been a really busy week. But still, I mean, I just didn't know how to say no to people, and it's really, if someone's child has their birthday and they haven't, or like, you know, when your child's birthday is, you've got a year to think about it, and if they haven't organized a cake, then that's on them. But for some reason, I just allowed myself, you know, you'd have people ringing and saying, "I can't get a cake," and I'm, you know, and then I would have done it out of guilt, feeling bad for the person, but really, oh, it just would have put me under so much pressure. So that's the other part of the fringe. But you know what stopped me doing that? I got a real sickener. This is a horrible story, but so I'm going to use this darker pink colour for the other side now. So one Christmas, the kids were really young. I'd say maybe 2 and 3. And I was pregnant then with wee Dylan, I think, yes. And I was doing so many cakes. And Christmas, for whatever reason, is a really busy time for cakes. I don't know if you agree. Oh, Mariana, you'd see him. It's awful because you don't want to let anybody down, but it's their kind of responsibility too. I just don't know how to say. I'm getting better at it. I am getting better at it. But especially if it's kind of, you know, if it's somebody you know, or somebody, a friend of a friend, and they've heard about you and you don't want to sound like rude. Oh, I don't know. It's maybe just me, but so this particular Christmas, like, it was coming up to Christmas and we'd so much to do. We have family here at Christmas and stuff. We have my family on Christmas Day and my husband's family on Boxing Day. So we've so much cooking and preparation and stuff to do on top of everything else, which we love. But this particular year, I just remember everything just caught up with me. And I just have this memory of me sitting at the kitchen table, crying my eyes out because I had taken on far too much and I wasn't getting time with the kids, you know, just to enjoy the build up to Christmas. And I just felt rotten about it, you know, because I just knew I was going to be work, work, work. And the kids, I'm not going to get to, you know, enjoy the whole build up and stuff. I had this woman, now you'd think I would know better, rang me, or no, emailed me through Facebook and said that it was her little man's birthday and she needed a Jake and the Neverland Pirates cake, and he would be so disappointed if he didn't get this cake. Now, the cake was for the 27th, yes, 27th of December, and she was, oh my goodness, she didn't want to let her wee boy down. I just said, look, I'm off over Christmas. I've been working really hard. But she kept going and going and going. And then, of course, eventually I agreed to do the cake. So I spent Boxing Night away from my family. So we had my husband's family down, and we were entertaining and stuff. And as soon as they left on Boxing Day, I spent that whole night. I must have sat up to ridiculous o'clock and doing this Jake and the Neverland Pirates cake. And of course, you know, it was the Jake figure and the other wee one. Oh, what do you call the other wee pirate guy? Can't remember. Sat up all night doing this cake, and I was raging at myself. I was so annoyed because, especially Christmas, like, family is so important to me, and I couldn't even properly enjoy Boxing Day because I knew it was kind of hanging over me. I knew that I was going to have to do this, be up all night, and I just couldn't enjoy it. So, right, so that's the other wee part of the French. So, so the cake was, you know, it was a good cake and stuff. And so now I'm going to do, so she has a wee horn and she's got 2 years, so I'm going to do those. So I've done the cake and stuff, and on the 27th, I didn't hear anything from her. And I sent her a message on Facebook just saying, like, when are you thinking of collecting the cake, or do you want me to meet you somewhere with the cake? Another thing that I used to do, which I learned my lesson, you know, don't be delivering cakes unless you're taking money for it or meeting people, because that's your time and it's your diesel and stuff. But anyhow, didn't hear back from her. So then I started to panic. I rang her, she didn't answer, texted her, didn't answer. Long story short, she never took the cake, and I had spent all that time on it, and she never collected it. And she never even contacted me to cancel it, and I was gutted. So that was a really harsh lesson learned for me. If I don't know somebody, I take a deposit or possibly full payment, and you don't offer, that's without, because you're buying your materials and stuff. So, and that way you're covering your back. I once had 10 days notice to do a cake with every Nickelodeon emoji character you can think of. Oh, baking for therapy, mostly friends and family. That's the best way, isn't it? But yeah, it was so mean. It was a disgrace because, I had said to her beforehand, I hope you can see what I'm doing to make these wee ears. But I had said to her, this is going to take me away from my family. And she had done the whole guilt trip thing, and I just kind of thought this wee boy's going to be without a cake. And then in the end, but it taught me, I think, you learn lessons out of all these things. And it taught me a valuable lesson that, you are in control. Really, yes, it was mean of her, but I should have taken the deposit and stuff and not been so trusting, which is a sad lesson to learn because you want to trust people, but in the cake business, especially if you're going to be out materials in time, you need to make sure that people are serious. I know, Marianne, it's just, so that story I'm doing the wee horn now, I'm doing the India cone shape. That, I was so cross at myself, and it kind of, up until then, I'd just taken, orders from people, trusting them that they would pay. I never ever thought that someone would order a cake and just not turn up. Never mind, not. But the fact that she didn't even, so that. But yes, it was a lesson learned. So I hope you can see how I made the wee horn. I'm going to take some gold edible dust now. This is the Colour Splash gold. And we're just going to colour the wee horn here. So yeah, this is kind of, I do love, I love the toppers side of things. I wouldn't be, like my husband, if he's baking, he'll taste things, oh, it needs a wee bit of this and it needs a wee bit of that, it needs more of this, needs more of that. He's really good with food. But I'm not, I just stick to the recipe. I love doing this type of thing. I love making the wee figures and stuff. So we've got the ears there and I've got the horn. So now, oh dear, now I'm going to place her on top of the figure. What became of the cake? Well, there was a lady who lived close to me. Well, not close, but she had a cake business, which a lot of my customers actually are like this, where they have a cake business and they're really talented cake makers, but don't maybe have the time to make figures. So this lady was in Ballymena and she had a cake business, and there's so many places like that I make the figures for, and we don't let on, because I don't mind doing that. I just make a wee figure and they can take the credit for it because they're buying it from me. So she used to order a lot of figures, and the cake, I had kept the figures, but the cake then we ended up eating it. And this lady then needed a couple of Jake and the Neverland Pirates figures. So it worked out okay. It was about a month after, and I was so glad I kept the figures then because I was able to sell them on to her. So it wasn't too bad, but at the time I gave it the cake. It was just such a waste, So here's the wee body that I have for this little lady. And I'm just gonna, but you do get some real disasters, don't you, whenever you're in this business. This isn't. I'm just trimming this. Oh, I don't know where that went. Okay, so so this is her head. Okay, her neck looks a bit, so I'm gonna trim her neck a wee bit. Yeah, but you live and you learn. And you know, when I told people that story, a lot of people couldn't believe that I wasn't charging, a deposit beforehand, or that I hadn't been burned before. So I suppose I was lucky up to that point you've got so far. Right, I'm just going to wet this here, and then we're going to put the head on. Normally I do this when this is all on the cake, so I don't really, but I wanted you to see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna. Okay, there she is. So you can see her neck is still a bit big. So what I'm going to do, I'll probably go in afterwards and put a wee trim around here just to sort of take away the look of that neck. Also, when people want a cake for Friday but say, oh, we're not eating it, so next Wednesday. What is that about? Seriously, why do people do that? You do really. I tell you what, doing this type of thing, it gives you an insight into how people are, doesn't it? I mean, anybody would want a fresh cake. Someone done that to me, plating it like you gave in, ended up sharing it out to all the kids. It's half term, so didn't get wasted. I know, can you believe? Well, I'm glad it's not just me. I'm glad that some of you have had. Well, not that I would wish it on you, but it makes me not feel like I felt so stupid. I just felt like, how was I? That was just so silly of me to do that. I was so cross at myself, but I'm not the only one. Oh, hello. How are you, Kixie Boar? What's the height? I'll tell you now. I'll get out my little trusty. It's actually for my husband's work, but it's so handy, this little measuring thing. So I'll tell you. So from the top to the bottom, she's 4.5 inches exactly, which I think is a really nice size it's kind of a nice height. I like the toppers to be quite big, so they make a statement. But I suppose if you were making lots of these, you could make them smaller. Let's see. Yeah, so it is it's a good size. It's quite similar in size to the other wee one. So we're going to make her wee ponytails now. She's got 2 wee ponytails. And so I'm going to just take some white modeling paste, and we're going to roll it into a long sausage shape, and we're going to make it narrow at both sides. So hold on, this is a wee bit. I'm going to need to get a wee bit of vegetable shortening here. My hands. Oh, just if you could see, I wish you could see how I have you balanced. I have a pot of modeling paste, and then I have you balanced on a pen caddy thing. I had someone order a Beauty and the Beast cake by my Facebook page. She texted me about it 3 times on the day it was supposed to be collected, putting the time. Oh my goodness. That's awful, Debbie. That's awful. Oh, you're so good. You donated it to a charity. Oh, that's lovely. Do you know, whenever I was doing a lot of cakes, so you can see I've made this narrow either side. When I was doing a lot of cakes for the channel, I rang, there's like a children's hospice, and I rang them and said, like, I'm making all these kids cakes every week, and I hate to see them. I mean, never goes to waste in our house, but I kind of thought, some really nice kind of theme. So you're just going to shape that like that. So it's going to be like a nice ponytail shape. And I would just, I had rang them and said, like, they're just children's themed cakes, and I'm just making them for my channel, and then I would love to donate them, to you for the kids. And they couldn't take them, which I suppose is you know, they'd said about allergies, and, you know, some of the kids are sick and stuff, so that, you know, you'd have to make sure that you're making the cakes from a really sterile environment and stuff. And I kind of thought it really does make you think, you know, you take so much for granted, even down to baking and cooking, and, you know, but yeah, so I would love to have done that. I think it would have been such a lovely thing to do, but unfortunately, um, couldn't do it. You know, you wouldn't want to be the reason that a child has some sort of health issue, but I'm sure I have thought before, there is a wee nursing home near me, um, of donating, you know, if I'm just doing a cake, especially for the channel. So I'm going to do, so there's 2 wee stripes. So I'm going to do 2 wee stripes here. So that might be nice. So you see what I done there with the ponytail, and then I went in and added some hairlines. But it is always nice to just do wee things like that. It's that whole thing, you know, there's no such thing as a selfless good deed, because you always feel so good for doing stuff like that, don't you? Oh, there's an issue there as well. It's so sad, isn't it? But I suppose, yeah, I suppose that's nice. That's a nice idea, where the staff even kind of got the joy out of it, Debbie. So that's kind of like a wee blue streak in that side, and then the other side has a little pink streak. I'll do it in this dark pink. I'm sure my kids are wondering what on earth is keeping me, because I said to them I would be 20 minutes. So I'll try to be quick here. So I'm just going to roll another wee, this is another wee strip for the other piece. I mean, I kind of think nobody's ever going to watch this back. It's an hour long. Oh dear. So you're just going to, hope you can see what I'm doing. So that is these little pieces. So they're going to be stuck on there like that. I'm trying to move you around. I'll move her actually. So do you know what I'll do? I'll stick it all on while she's on this board so that you can see, because we're kind of, right, so you can see her. So I'm going to take some water. Yeah, I'm sorry about the buffering. Is it buffering again? There's an organisation called Free Cakes for Kids. Oh, I must check that out. Yeah, I must check that out. Thanks, Debbie. That'd be really good, because I suppose when you put so much into the design of it and stuff, you know, some wee child would appreciate it rather than it just being eaten. So there is her little ponytails. Here you go. Okay. And then, do you hear that cheeky little dog? She's so cheeky. Oh my goodness. I don't know what, mind you, it's probably not the dog, it's probably what the kids are doing to wee Minnie there. They do love playing with her. Okay, I'm going to take a wee bit of wire here. And it's a great charity to help kids who win. Oh, I'd love to do that. I must check that out. Thank you. That'd be really, really good. Because, do you know, kids cakes is that's just what I love to be doing is kids cakes. So you're just going to place this little wire down here, and then we're going to put the wee horn on. I just think kids cakes just give me so much joy. They're so fun to create, and it's the reaction from kids too, isn't it? You know. So there's the wee horn on. So she's starting to look, and then we're going to put her ears on as well. Now I might support those ears with a wee bit of wire too, just to be on the safe side. If you are using wire, I always say this, but if you're using wire or cocktail sticks or whatever, just make sure you tell your customer, because you don't want, I'm sure you would know to do that anyway, but you just wouldn't want anything coming back on you. You just wouldn't know what people are like nowadays either. think people are always just looking for an opportunity to try and, so I'm just gonna, it's one wee ear, and then the other ear. Don't worry, you can see that wire a little bit, but we're going to make her a wee hairband now. So you can see, what do you do with the leftover bits of fondant? I get frustrated, throw it away. Yes, Debbie, you're spot on. Cling film is what I would use. So you can see here, cling film, and then I would put it into a wee bag, like Debbie's saying, a Ziploc bag, and then I put it into a sealable lunchbox thing as well. So, but yes, I know what you mean. But these bits here, even though they've been sitting out and they're hard, you can even put them in the microwave even for a couple of seconds and they will soften up for you again. So try and, yeah, I know it is, you don't like throwing away, like these bits here will be reused again for different things. So I think you're always going to mix it in with some fresher pieces as well. But yeah, and it's always good to try and, you don't want to be wasteful either. So it's always good to try and reuse whatever you can. But yes, I find that frustrating as well. You don't want to throw any of it away. You kind of know by looking at it, before I put these away. So I'm going to do the wee hairband here, and it's just going to be a wee strip. But yeah, you'll know whether or not it's reusable. The modelling paste is great for being able to reuse it. Fondant, you've got a certain length of time before you need to reuse it again. So I'm gonna just place that wee strip along there. So it's gonna act, my goodness. I dread to think of the carnage. I'm gonna come out of here into, maybe this is why I'm taking so long. Maybe I'm deliberately burying my head in the sand. I don't know, can you hear that? Can you hear the dog? Right, so that's her wee hairband, and the last thing we need to do is make her so she's got some wee flowers here. So just really, really easy flower, really easy way to make a flower. My goodness, I hope this dog is okay. Oh dear, I think I just snorted. Right, so I'm going to roll out a wee piece of our modelling paste, and I'm just going to into a wee strip like this. This is just a really simple, easy way to make flowers. Okay, you're going to cut that into a long strip like that, and then this is really easy. So then you're going to roll. Is everybody okay out there? Are you okay out there? So now you're going to... Are you all right, darling? Just I could hear the wee doggy barking. I'm just doing a wee video. I was telling everybody about you going on holiday. Have you got your case and all there? Dylan's just come in. He's got his wee case. I was telling everybody you're going away. Where are you going to? You're going to the caravan, are you? Oh. I am making an LOL doll here. What do you think of it? Do you like it? I'm still your phone. Thank you. So you can see Home Alone film. I do fear that's what's coming. What was all the barking about, Dylan? Minnie. Minnie? I know it was Minnie. You don't bark. You're human. But what was she barking at? Me. Yeah, what were you doing to her? Dylan, she's away. No, there she is there. I was punching her. No, you weren't. You would never punch her now. You're a good boy. Right, so you're going to place the wee flower. This is what happens when you get talking. I'm going to actually, you close the wee door tight, darling. Place this wee flower. So I'm not sure, did you see how I done that there? I'll do another. So there's the wee flower there. So that's such an easy way to do a flower. So we'll do another two in those colours. So I'll do a purple one. Oh, here he comes again. He's 2 more bags. Wow. My goodness. You really are going on holiday, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
200 days.
200 days, but sure, I would miss you. I couldn't have you away from me for 200 days. So now you're going to roll out another wee strip. You're just going to do the same. I'll talk you through this bit.
I'm going to the airport today.
You're away to the airport?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm going to the airport to get there.
Okay, we'll have a safe flight.
Well, not really. I'm going to jump with a plane.
Oh dear, that's a novel way to get on holiday.
Yes.
So I've cut this wee strip, so I'm going to show you what I've done last time. Don't we? Okay, so I know Kelly, he's a wee dote. He's my youngest. Aren't you the baby? So then you're going to roll it over. Oh no, take the puppy out of here, love. Take the wee puppy out. I know you want to show. Oh dear. Okay, no, I'll show the puppy at the end. Okay, we can't have the doggy in here with all my. So you're just just rolling this like that, and then you're going to fray out the edges just to make it like a wee bit more, like a wee flower like that. And then you're going to cut the back of it so it's not too thick. And then we're going to place that on. I'm just going to use the. You're back. And I'm just going to set that on there like that. Okay. There you go. And then, thank you, my dear. And then we're going to do the blue one. So show you again. So I'm doing a live video here, love. Everybody can hear you. Oh dear. Oh, to be 5. Okay, so.
Why do you want to be 5?
I would love to be 5.
Why?
Because you've nothing to worry about. You can just do whatever you want. And you've basically got a servant that lives with you all the time called Mummy.
The worst thing about being 5 is.
What's the worst thing about being 5?
Your brother and sister annoy you.
Oh yeah, your brother and sister do annoy you when you're 5, don't they? See, I was the youngest too, Dylan. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I was.
No, in my family, I was the youngest, so I know what it's like.
Were you 5?
I was. What do you mean? Yeah, of course I was 5 once.
No, in your family.
Oh, Debbie says hi. She says, hi, Dylan. You say hi to Debbie. Say hi, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Oh, dear. If only you could see him. He's in his pants. Aren't you? Where did all your clothes
Don't tell.
Okay, sorry.
Don't tell the students.
Don't tell the students. Oh, you're very. Right, okay.
Toothpick for your brain.
Right, now, don't you. Right, stop that, you. Now, so this is the last wee flower. I'm sure you'll be glad that it's nearly over. Debbie says thank you. And we're going to place that on there like that. And that is her finished.
And that's her finished. And then, bye.
Now you. So, I'm just going to lift her up so you can see her. So this is the finished article. I hope I didn't keep you back too long. And I hope, I need to leave it to dry before I start fiddling about with it. But I hope that was helpful. And thank you everybody for joining me for this live. It was so fun as usual to get to know you all. And what do you want to say, Dan?
We are going to the Vicar Inn to see our friends.
We're going to the Vicar Inn, aren't we?
Yeah.
To get a wee cup of tea and a wee bit of cake.
We can meet our friends.
Oh, and
The Lusties.
oh yes, we're going to meet our friends. And there's somebody else saying hello. There's Kelly saying hello. Do you want to say hi?
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. Oh dear. I would you just make sure you don't go on camera here because because of your dress. But I will. So there you go. That was an experience, wasn't it? And I'm not going to show you. Don't worry.
can show my face, but don't.
I can't, I don't know how to just show your face, so I'm not going to do it just in case. But that was a bit of this is what you were balancing on. Sure. So I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know if there's anything specific you want me to make next week. And as usual, it was lovely chatting with you and hanging out with you, and I will see you next week. Bye.
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 Bye. I said bye.
Mom, did you make the last